Test your climbing gear, offload staff and stuff. You see, when you are starting your journey, you had carried all this baggage believing that you need all these things for your journey. Eventually you realize when the journey begins, there's too much stuff you cannot carry. For those of you who like hiking up mountains, especially the men listening to me, always check what your wife has carried. I tell you from my own experience, women carry things because they think they need all these snacks, they need all these clothes, and if you don't check, you will be the one carrying those things. I know it. Believe me, at this particular point, you may realize you don't need a go-down for a startup business. You realize you may not need extra staff members. You can't afford idle labor. You may not even need an office for a start. You still can do that business from your own house. Check what you need and what you don't need. Take it out of your way. It's a baggage. But the biggest baggage are old relationships. You will not be able to take off with old relationships. Learn to travel light. Second feature, focus on your current battlefront. Now, a lot of people miss on the current sale because they focus on future prospects. We are preoccupied with future prospects at the expense of the current customer. SMEs in particular in Kenya, you'll find somebody with a hardware shop with a very clear notice board. In this shop, goods once sold, never returned. But if you think this is a problem of SMEs, let's transact business about major corporates right now. A banker comes to you and convinces you to buy, say, online product. You will save your money traveling, you'll save your time, you'll save your stress, you'll save your emotional downtime. You buy the concept, and one day, you definitely are in a hurry to buy an online product. Perhaps you're transferring money to an embassy. You're paying for a visa, but the bank system is down. You can't go through. And because of several trials, your card is blocked. In essence, a security measure is put, and you're the first casualty of that security measure as a customer. You make a call to the customer care. That's the natural trade. To go through the line requires the patience of a plowing ox. At the meantime, the bank's marketing machinery is heavy on the ground doing activations looking for new customers. Is that familiar? You buy an insurance cover. Somebody sells to you with a great sense of urgency until the car gets a wreck, gets into an accident. And when you go for claim, you are the first one to be investigated. Or you buy a medical cover for travel. Then unfortunately you're out there abroad and you fall sick. Then you call your insurance agent and the first thing you realize you cannot use that cover. So they tell you, use your money, we're going to reimburse. But this is the very reason why I was buying a cover. I didn't want to be bothered about money that time. You go ahead and pay. Then you come back and you follow that reimbursement. It becomes your lifetime occupation. At the meantime, the sales agent are on the ground looking for the next customer. And the customer thinks these are licensed thieves. And we can go from industry to industry. And here's my suggestion for you at the Blue Sky strategy. Focus on this customer as though this is the only customer you have in your lifetime. If you're invited to speak a message, focus on this message as though this is the only message you'll deliver before the Lord takes you home. If you're going for an interview, focus on this interview as though this is the only job you'll ever get. If you're going out for a date, you're single man, single lady listening to me, focus on this one date. Even if it doesn't end up in marriage, you'll at least have enjoyed your coffee date. Rather than keeping thinking and hoping, I wish this guy says something. Just enjoy this one date. So back to the customer story. Prepare for this customer. Have your name cards right. Have your brochures, your tools of trade, and then run that presentation in your head over and over again. In your mind, much, much, much more than even on your tablet. Impress this one customer. Do not underestimate the latent potential of one satisfied customer. Greed, short-sightedness, inability to see beyond the clouds make us keep thinking about the next prospect and the next prospect. And I'm telling you, please, slow down and focus on this one customer. And that's the job I have tonight, to ensure that everyone who came here, you go home with something today, not about our next meeting or our next year's meeting. Right now, I believe with all my heart, if your inside is good, you're not going to walk out the same way you came. You see, I'm not responsible for the internal variables.